welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really fun video. I received the new ColourPop Coral collection. So as soon as I saw it, I knew that I had to film a first impressions try-on tutorial for you guys, and I really loved everything that I tried. I will talk more in depth, of course, in the video about all the products, but it is a beautiful coral collection. The main thing for me was this gorgeous eyeshadow palette. This is the Coast to Coral palette, and it is so beautiful. I created this entire eye look using this palette, and I really loved it. I did say a few little things about this palette so you guys can see if you watch the rest of the video, and everything was really beautiful. ColourPop did send me this collection just to kind of play around with. It is not sponsored, so you will be, of course, getting my 100% honest opinion all the time. I will always keep it real for you guys. So if you want to see my first impressions and tutorial using the new ColourPop Coral collection, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so I do have my eyebrows done, and I do have a tutorial that I filmed of my everyday brows, and I can link that in the description box for you guys if you would like to see how I do my brows. And now I'm just gonna go in with this Fourth Ray Beauty Strawberry and Papaya Face Milk. There's so many benefits to this face milk, and I just really love it. So if you guys don't know, Fourth Ray Beauty is the sister company of ColourPop. So whenever they release collections, they'll usually like come out with some things from their skincare line, and I love this stuff. I love Fourth Ray Beauty. They're really great and affordable, of course, like ColourPop. So this one is part of the Coral collection, and I'm going to put some of that on my face just to prime my skin a little bit. So I'm just kind of like patting that onto my skin. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been breaking out a lot recently, like around this area, and I'm convinced that it is the masks. I know that I will kind of like rewear a mask because I have like the cotton ones. I actually got them on Old Navy because they have really cute ones for like super affordable, and I just feel like they just kind of like breed bacteria, and then you keep putting on the same mask over and over. So it's really important to wash them. I know it's hard to like constantly be washing masks, but I find that it's making me break out. So I've been trying really hard, like after I wear a mask, if I'm not wearing any makeup, I'll just put a toner over my skin just to kind of clean any bacteria that could have been left on from the mask. I find that this is a really good base for foundations because it does have, I believe, have glycerin inside, which is really moisturizing, and it really does help any kind of powders and foundations stick really nice to the skin. So this is a really great primer, and the added plus is that it has a lot of benefits for the skin, which is amazing. So as I said, part of the collection is this beautiful Coast to Coral eyeshadow palette, and this is a really beautiful little like mini palette. So it's a little bit smaller than some of the other ColourPop palettes. This one has 9 shadows, and it is in like their little square packaging with the cardboard kind of material on there, so it's very lightweight, and the names of the shades are written on the back there, and of course they're even on the inside of the palette, which is amazing. There is no mirror, unfortunately, but we can live without that. So as you can see, there are a bunch of beautiful mattes in there, and you are getting some gorgeous metallics, and I believe that those are the 2 formulas. There's some like satins, mattes, and metallics. They don't have their Super Shock shadow formula or like the pressed foils. So this one just has more of your like typical basic formulas. They kept it simple for this palette, but it's really beautiful, and I love the shades in here. It's just a beautiful coral palette. So as a base for my lids, I'm gonna use this ColourPop Bronco Creme Shadow. This is like a really beautiful like nude cream shadow, and it does dry mattes, and I really like using this as an eyeshadow base because it really does create a nice canvas for the shadows, and everything just applies really nice and smooth and blendable. So I love this stuff. This is actually more of a recent release from them. This was from their Cactus collection, and it's really beautiful. They have a bunch of other shades as well, so love this stuff over here. So I'm just gonna place some of that on with my fingertips and just blend that out. Okay, now going in with this Morphe JH31 brush, I'm gonna go into this really nice coral here. It has like subtle shimmers inside, but it looks to be more of like a matte shade. So this shade is called Keep Swimming, and I'm just gonna blend that all into my crease. Okay, Okay, so that shadow is applying really nicely. It does seem to be like a softer kind of shadow because when I press my brush into it, I will see that it's a little bit powdery. That really doesn't affect the way it performs because as you can see, there's not that much fallout on my under eyes, and it really did stick onto the lids really nicely and blended out beautifully. And there was like subtle shimmers in there, but they kind of just like didn't really stick on the eyes, and I was just left with this really nice matte, like rich kind of bright coral. So love that shade. Okay, now to deepen up the crease, I want to go in with this richer kind of warm matte brown. This one is called Queensland and it's really, really beautiful. So I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop E9 brush, which is just like kind of a thinner blending brush because I just want to concentrate that color more into the crease there. Okay, so going in with that same ColourPop E9 brush, I'm gonna go into this deeper dark brown shade here. This has a little bit of fine gold shimmers as well. So this is a really beautiful shade. It's kind of like that coral one with the shimmers in there, but I do believe that it'll be more of a matte shade. And this one is called Drop Off, and I'm going to place that more towards the outer corners of the eyes. Okay guys, so I do want to create a cut crease, so I'm going to use this ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade called Fair 00. It's just their white concealer. And then I'm going to go in with this ColourPop E4 brush just to place that cut crease on. I love the ColourPop brushes as well. They're really great, and this one is really good for cut creases. So I'm just going to place some of that concealer just in the inner corner there just to create a nice little cut crease. Okay, so we have that cut crease there, and before I go in with the shadows, I do want to go in with a NYX glitter primer. I just love to use that before I go in with any metallic shadows because I really do find that it helps just make those shadows really pop and last all day long. So I'm going to put some of that NYX glitter primer onto the eyes just where I placed that cut crease concealer there, and then I'm going to go in with these two beautiful metallic shades in this palette. So this one over here is called Diver, and this is more of like a bright kind of really nice, beautiful orangey coral. And then I'm going to go in with this light, almost goldeny coral here, which is really beautiful. That one is called Atoll. So I'm going to take the Diver shade just on the outer corners and then the nice bright golden coral on the inner corner there, and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so I really love the way those metallics applied on the lids. They are really beautiful, and I kind of love the two-tone action that we have going on there. I love that like bright coral metallic with like the bright golden one. I just think that those shadows are really, really beautiful. So now I'm just gonna go in with that same ColourPop E9 brush, and I'm gonna go back into that shade Drop Off, which was that dark brown with a little bit of the gold shimmers in there. And I'm just going to place that on at the outer corner just to deepen it up a bit and make sure that everything is blended super nicely. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean up all the fallout that we have under the eyes. So the shadows are a little bit powdery, so that's just a little bit of a warning that the shadows are super soft, so you will get some fallout, but that is why it is really important to do your eyeshadow first before you do your foundation, just to kind of make sure that you won't ruin your makeup and everything just looks much more clean that way. But if you do your foundation first, then definitely place some under eye setting powder before you do your shadows, and that will really help a lot. So I'm just gonna use a wet wipe just to wipe away the fallout. I'm gonna put on some foundation, make sure my base is done, and then we're gonna come back to use the rest of the products from the collection. Okay, so now to finish off the rest of my eyes, I'm gonna go in with this small little pencil brush. This is a Morphe JH38 brush. So I'm going to go back into this beautiful shade here called Keep Swimming, and I'm just gonna blend that on the lower lash line with this brush. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this smaller pencil brush. This is a ColourPop E10 brush, and I'm gonna go into that darker shade over there. That is called Drop Off, and I'm just gonna place that on the lower lash line, on the outer corner of the eyes, just to kind of connect what we have going on there and deepen up the outer corner. Okay, so part of the new Coral collection, they did release this little bundle here. So you get a creme gel liner and then you get a creme gel color little set here, and these are some new shades and they're beautiful coral colors. So this creme gel liner is in the shade called Bay Breeze, and I love the ColourPop creme gel liners. They're just like the best formula. They honestly last all day in the waterline, and they're so pigmented, they like glide on beautifully. So these are honestly one of my favorite eyeliners, especially for the inner corner. I love them. And then you have the beautiful creme gel color here. This is called also Bay Breeze. So they are the same shade and just different formulas. So love this, but I do think that I want to add the creme gel liner in the waterline. So I'm gonna go in with that beautiful coral shade and just place that in the waterline. So you guys can see that it's just like such a gorgeous creamy coral. I'll even swatch it for you guys so you can see. So that is the same as the creme gel color. This is just in their liner formula. It is like such a beautiful bright milky coral shade and I love it. Okay, so this isn't part of the new collection, but I want to kind of like tight line the upper lash line with this ColourPop liquid liner. So this is their felt liner. So this is just their black shade and it is called Numero Uno. I'm gonna place that right on top of the lash line there just to tight line it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop on some mascara. I have this Maybelline the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. I'm just gonna place that mascara on my top lashes, and then I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop mascara. This is actually called Lover's Coral, and this was not part of the collection, but I found it very fitting because it is a coral shade, and I'm going to place that on the lower lash line. So I'll start with this nice, beautiful, bright coral shade from ColourPop. This is their volumizing mascara. Okay, so I just popped on a pair of half lashes that I cut myself. I just cut a pair of lashes in half and I placed them on the outer corners of my eyes, and I just really love doing that lately because it's super quick for me. I don't know, I just find it to be quicker, and honestly it just feels way more comfortable because you don't have like heavy lashes on the inner corners, and that can kind of get really annoying. So I just love the light feel of the half lashes, and I do think it still adds that nice like beautiful wispy lash look. So I will link the pair of lashes that I used in the description, and I did use the House of Lashes lash glue, the clear transparent one, for that. So as I said, I do have my bronzer on, but I do not have blush because I'm super excited to use this beautiful blush here that was part of this coral collection from ColourPop. So this is their pressed powder blush in the shade called Shook to the Coral, and it is a really beautiful shade here. It is just like the perfect coral, almost like a deeper coral. It is pretty matte, but there is like a subtle golden sheen, so it is really gorgeous, and I love this packaging for the blushes that they've been doing. It is like a nice sturdy plastic, and as you can see they have that beautiful nice gold on there and a nice big mirror, and I just really love their new compacts. They're really beautiful. So I'm just gonna go in with this Morphe JH06 brush and place some of this blush on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, Okay, so I really love that blush. It just adds like that perfect like warm glow, and it's super beautiful, and it really blended out really nicely, and it is quite pigmented, but it's not like overly pigmented where it could like look kind of blotchy or anything. So really love that shade. It is stunning. And of course, you know me, I do need some highlight, so ColourPop also came out with this beautiful huge highlighter. This is their Super Shock highlighter in the shade called COASTIN, and I just love this packaging. I'm obsessed with it. This is like a really nice, beautiful, large, compact with this ginormous mirror. Honestly, this mirror is amazing, and it is such good quality, and this highlighter is gorgeous. I did swatch it before. It is like a really beautiful light golden shade with some coral veins in there, and it is just stunning. So this is their Super Shock formula, so it's kind of like putty feeling, but it will kind of blend out really nice and smooth, almost like a powder. But I'm just gonna apply this with this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just gonna place it everywhere where I want some highlights. So I'm gonna do the cheekbones, I'm gonna highlight my nose, and anywhere else where I want to glow. Okay, so I really love that highlighter. As you can see, I highlighted my nose, I did the inner corners of my eyes, and I really do feel like that looks amazing on the inner corners because it really just made the whole eyeshadow look kind of like come together and like pop. So love it. And so they did come out with 2 new glosses, part of this Coral collection, and they are both their ultra glossy lip formula. I really love these 2 new shades, and they're in the shades called COZUMEL and MOLOKINI. So they're really beautiful. They're very similar. This one is a little bit darker, and this one is a touch lighter. So I'm definitely gonna use those because you know that I love a good glossy lip. And first I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop Lippy Pencil. This is not new. It is their lippy pencil in the shade called Minute Man. So I'm just gonna line my lips and fill it in first with this lippy pencil, and then go in with some gloss. So first I'm gonna go in with this darker shade. This one is called COZUMEL. I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm probably not. And they're very like clear glosses. They look almost like transparent looking, so it's really pretty. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this lighter one on top. Kind of like mixed in. Wow, so I am obsessed with these glosses. They are so pretty and just like so shiny. I obviously added that lip liner underneath, which made it look a little bit darker, but they are definitely more on the transparent side. They're almost like that like jelly kind of look. So I really love those. They are so beautiful. As you can see, they're like super shiny and just really juicy looking. So love that. Totally love a good glossy lip. This is another line from ColourPop. This is their Soul Body line. They have like self tanners, a lot of like body products. So really love this shimmering dry oil. This is called Paloma, and it is really beautiful because it is like a golden coral body oil, and I love these because it is a dry oil, so you'll put it on and then it kind of just like blends into the skin, and it does not feel oily at all, hence the name dry. And I really love this stuff, and this one is just so gorgeous and shimmery. So I'm gonna put some on my arms for you guys so you guys can kind of see. My skin is getting super dry again because the weather is getting much colder here in Toronto. So I love these kind of dry oils because they just make your skin like glow, and I love to glow all year round. So as you can see, it just kind of gives like a really beautiful like shimmer, and it just feels super light on the skin. It does not feel heavy or oily or greasy. And this honestly smells so good. It just reminds me of like being at the beach. So I love the scent of this. Okay guys, so that is all for my first impressions video using this new ColourPop Coral collection. I honestly really love it. I was just kind of surprised that they released this Coral collection so late in the year because I was thinking like it is more of like a summery kind of vibe in my opinion. But you can honestly wear these colors all year round, of course. They are really beautiful. I loved honestly pretty much everything I tried. The eyeshadow palette is super beautiful. You are getting 9 gorgeous shades, and you can do so many looks using these shades here. I love all of the gorgeous mattes that are in this palette. palette and the beautiful metallics, and I really love the look that I created. I just think that it's so beautiful on like coral, and I love warm shadows. So when I saw this beautiful palette, I was so excited because I love a good warm shadow. So I was really excited to play with this. And this highlighter is so beautiful. I'm just obsessed with everything about it. I love the packaging, and of course the highlighter itself is like that perfect golden champagne shade that is not too dark, it's not too light, it's like just right in between. So it's really beautiful. I also really love that blush. It is like the perfect shade in my opinion, because I just love those warm coral tone blushes. So that's definitely one of my favorites. I know that I'm gonna be using that all the time. I have a little Luna in the back here keeping an eye on things. So I really love pretty much everything from this collection. I honestly don't really have anything bad to say. The only thing I didn't try was the creme gel color, which was the liner in the gel pot. It's like the gel liner. It was the same color as the creme gel liner that I use in my waterline, which I'm obsessed with. I just love the ColourPop creme gel liners in general. I just use them all the time, and as I said, they last forever in the waterline, and they are so pigmented. If I could say one thing, it would have to be that these eyeshadows were definitely a bit more on the soft side. So I just felt that the two shadows that had the most fallout were the matte shadows with the gold shimmers in them, which were Keep Swimming and Drop Off. So just keep that in mind, that these two will definitely get more powdery and some more fallout, but these complete matte ones were super buttery, and I did not notice as much fallout than with those. So definitely keep that in mind. So I'd love to know what your favorite products from this collection were, if you guys bought any yourselves, if you guys would like to see more looks using any of the products. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because that really helps me out, guys, more than you know. So thank you for all of your sweet comments and support. You guys are the best. So I hope you have an amazing day or an amazing night, and I'll see you guys in my next video.